This series of bonus podcast episodes were taken from my 9-hour live stream on the 15th of April 2020. I interviewed 16 speakers back to back whilst on lockdown from the coronavirus pandemic, and I thought I would edit them just for you. Hope you enjoy and stay safe, my friends. Hi, you okay?
Yeah, this is exciting.
Isn't it? What time did you get up early? Did you get up early, like to get yourself all pruned, ready for this?
Well, do you know what? I'm gonna really lie here and say that I got up early. No, I'm not gonna lie. I got up early, but I didn't really do anything special. Washed my hair yesterday, and then thought, you know what, Ian, you can have it as wild as it comes. Look at that. There's no hair dye available anywhere.
Times are tough.
Do you know what? I'm embracing it. I love it.
Isn't it funny that when it first happened, you couldn't get I was looking for chicken. I couldn't find chicken anywhere. No. Mince. I was eating vegetarian sausages. It's like, what's going on?
Nice. No, I know we've been having to get massive packs of chicken from the local butchers.
Yeah.
But we're getting so many at a time that we're going, how can we possibly eat this much chicken? Because it only comes in these massive packs, but we're managing.
Do the butchers think you're reselling it? That could be a little side hustle, couldn't it?
Can I just show you, right? Can you see in the background? Can you see my boy on the exercise bike?
What's he doing?
He's on the exercise bike.
Is he watching something? Have you got a little screen there as well?
Yeah, he's got his Netflix on his phone. And also in the background, we were halfway through an extension when lockdown happened.
Right. So is that stop?
Yeah.
What's your boy called?
Tom. This is Tom.
Can he see? Hi, Tom. Can Tom see? Hi, Tom. Yeah. That's wild. Is he gonna stick around for the Lego?
Oh, probably.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
So I was really excited to get you on because not only are you wild, right, and a little bit crazy on social.
A bit.
I was really interested to where this come from because obviously I know you from Office Rocks, right?
Yeah.
And then suddenly you start dancing around on social with dresses on with your pal, and it's like, what's you playing at? And then watched the engagement rise and watched how relatable you were, and other women responding and asking, and then it just seemed to blow up.
Yeah, it's been really
cool. Tell us all about it.
So,
for the people who don't know.
Obviously, for anybody who doesn't know me, in 2015, I set up the Office Rocks. We're classed as digital marketing, but really we specialise in community and affiliate marketing. And one of the things I always said was that I would never sell a product. Why would you sell a product? The margins are so low. You've got all the customer service to deal with. Digital services, it's where it's at. But then what happened was there was a company that set up in Sunderland. 2 girls created this fashion brand called What About This? And they did a little bit of advertising with us. And there was just something about this brand that really jumped out at me that got me really excited. I don't know what it was. It was almost like a calling. There was something there. Anyway, this brand, I didn't see it for a while. They didn't do any further advertising. I thought, what on earth's going on? So we got in touch with the girls who'd set it up, and basically they'd had to put it to one side, and they weren't able to give it what it needed to actually be able to make it work. So crazily, as we do, I decided to suggest that I just bought it from them. I mean, I've never bought anything before like that. And it went against everything that I'd ever said that I would do business-wise. But I thought, well, what's the worst thing that could happen? And how hard could it be to sell a product? I mean, how hard could it be? And we started off initially by targeting an audience that we thought was the right audience to target. So we were going for the 18 to 24 market, your boohoo, your misguided, your pretty little thing. And I had the girls who work for me in the Office Rocks, I was allowing them to choose the stock, and I was saying, you buy the things that you think that we, should be selling. And it just didn't seem to work. And I couldn't figure out what was going on. And I kind of stood in front of the rack with all of the clothes on and thought, would I wear any of these clothes? And my answer was no, I wouldn't wear any of it. And I thought, how am I supposed to sell a product that I wouldn't wear myself and I'm not passionate about and I don't believe in it, I suppose, because I'm looking at crop tops going, well, I can't wear a crop top. I've had 3 kids and this isn't going to work for me. So I thought, well, do you know what? I've never been a fashion buyer before, so let's give that a good go, and decided to buy stock in based on what I believe that I would wear and what the mums on the school run would wear and all the women around me, what they would wear. And we had, so one of the girls who worked in the team, she was totally into fashion, and she modelled it for us, and she did it all in a selfie style. So she was standing in front of a mirror, hold up her camera. In fact, I think Kimberly was watching. I saw her name pop up at some point.
Right,
She'd stand in front of a mirror, she'd do a selfie photo, and we would put it out there. And amazingly, people really bought into it. And I think it was because it wasn't all fancy. It wasn't all singing, all dancing. It was just one girl stood in front of a mirror. But one of the things that kind of dawned on us was that Kim's absolutely gorgeous. She's a mummy of 2, nearly 3. She's due her 3rd baby now. She's totally gorgeous. She's tall and she's blonde and she's slim. And I still felt as though there were women out there that couldn't really relate to that. So randomly decided that what would be a really good idea is if myself and Leanne, who sadly Leanne's not in the business anymore, but at the time we went, right, okay, we'll do a video, we'll wear the clothes. And it was probably the most cringeworthy video I've ever seen, ever, of 2 late 30s women trying on some clothes and doing a little bit of QVC, essentially, is what we did. But people seemed to like it. So we did another one, and then we did another one. And then the videos got a little bit crazier because we forgot that there was a camera there, and we forgot that we were putting ourselves out there for everybody to see, and we were just being us. And we talked about when things were too small and when they didn't fit, and you couldn't wear this if you've got big boobs, and you couldn't wear this if you've got short legs, and all those things. But then ultimately we would go, but even if you have got those things, if you want to wear it, just be happy and wear what you want to wear. And it really, really worked for us. And we strangely developed this hashtag called Loz and Lee, because that was the shortened version of our name, Laura and Leanne. And we've developed a bit of a fan base, really, I suppose. I hate even saying that because I find it really strange.
There was fans, because I saw some creepy guys even leaving comments like, oh, I think they're like, I like Leanne better than the littler one, and all this is like,
oh God, yeah,
really
yeah.
creepy.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, particularly Leanne, she had somebody asking for her to marry him, and that was on LinkedIn. LinkedIn's probably the worst place for those types of things. But the messages that we got from people was that they just felt like for once they could buy clothes where they knew what they would look like in it, and they felt like they could totally relate, and were just normal girls trying on clothes the same way that you would if you were in the changing rooms with your mates. And sometimes people just need that little bit of confidence, and for somebody else to say to them, you will look amazing in this. And I think for them to see us wearing it made them feel like that. So the business has been going, it traded within the Office Rocks initially, but then as accountants tell you, it all gets a bit messy when you've got 2 businesses trading in one. So we separated it out, and it's finished its first financial year. And we've done really well. We turned over way more than I thought that we would. We actually ended in profit, which I thought was amazing for the first year of a fashion business. But wow, it's hard. Selling a product is hard. Oh, I mean, when you're looking at what your margins are and how much work has to go into being able to make £10 profit, it's phenomenal. And I think that I didn't really appreciate what it was like for people who sold a product. And I've developed this respect for anybody who does now, because I just see what has to go into it, and all your inventory and your warehousing. I mean, we were actually operating out of our office. So the office that we had in the marina, we turned into a warehouse. It was just everybody walking past going, excuse me, I'm just going to go around here. And at one point we sat there and we've got £200,000 worth of stock in a 2nd floor office.
Wow.
So we've got a warehouse now. The warehouse is amazing. My husband actually left his job to come and join the businesses.
Wow.
Yeah, which was a big deal too. To come and help us get organised, and I'm very, well, as you described me, I'm a bit crazy and a bit wild and creative. That's the bit that I like.
Nicely done.
I like to wild. Okay, run at 1,000,000 miles an hour. But what I'm not great at is the back end of all of it. So he came in to help us get all of that sorted. So it's the Office Rocks is still there as well. So I've got a team running that one, and then we've got obviously What About This there. And then when the PM announced lockdown measures, that was it was one of those moments where you go, what do you do? What's the right thing to do when you have a business that is so non-essential? Nobody needs to be buying summer dresses or sandals, or no one needs those things. And so we sat there on the Monday night and had to just make that really difficult decision to cease trading.
Oh, did you?
And we did it straight away. We contacted all of the team and we just said, we just don't feel like this is the right thing to expect the team to come into the warehouse, to have to leave their homes, to do all of these things, and had to announce to the world. But the beauty of our audience is that it's like a family, it's a community of women. So it's not like Boohoo having to put a message out to their millions of people. It was me being able to do a video and speaking directly to the women who buy from us and who were part of the What family is what we call it. Right. And everybody's been absolutely amazing. And talking about as soon as we're trading again, they're all going to be getting their orders in. And it's been actually quite overwhelming, really, and quite emotional to know that we've got this community of women who are so supportive and are saying that as soon as we're back up and running, they're going to be back there buying with us.
Good.
But the only reason why we have that is because we're focused on community. So it hasn't been about selling, it's been about
relationship.
It's exactly what it is. And I never thought that we would be able to do that with selling a product. I don't know why I never thought that, but it's happened quite naturally. And yeah, it's. I mean, I'm still going in the groups. I'm still speaking to the community, even though we're not trading. So I didn't do it this weekend because I was feeling a little bit glum, to be honest. I was, when you have a bit of pity me moment. So I didn't get all dressed up and put a dress on and post pictures of myself. But the previous couple of weeks, that's what I've been doing. So putting on one of our outfits and having a boogie around the house and things and sharing it with the women in the group.
Did you tell people in the group why you didn't post? Because you weren't feeling too good?
Do you know what? I didn't, and it was a missed opportunity.
Get it in.
I know. I absolutely should have done. And
not from an engagement point of view, not trying to get metrics out of it and like trying to jump on the back of it. But it's really important because you're talking about relatability. I think that's why you succeeded with this, because it's just so relatable. But actually, there's loads of other. Well, yeah, we're all a bit wild. But there's loads of other people who are like going through it right now. And I don't know if you listen to the podcast at all, but I put a podcast a few weeks ago out, and I just recorded it in the car, and it was quite raw. And I've had so many messages of support from that, because it was just literally heart on your sleeve stuff. Because we're just people at the end of the day, and we're not like, like some of the. Well, yeah, and some of the other brands and businesses won't show you the downside.
No.
They'll show you, and especially in social media, it's like your little show reel of all the good moments, but actually there's lots of hard moments as well. Yeah. Just like you said there, you weren't feeling too good.
No, it's tough. And I think one of the things that I've probably struggled with a little bit as well is suddenly I made myself the face of a brand. And so when I was younger, I always wanted to be on the telly. That was what I wanted to do. I wanted to be in Hollyoaks.
Look, you're here. Look.
Oh, this is it. Dream made. But that was always my goal. It was what I wanted. And then suddenly don't get me wrong, I don't think I'm like Hollyoaks celebrity, but suddenly people have been aware of who I am. And I went out for lunch one day with my husband in Newcastle and posted a picture, and then somebody commented on it, a stranger, saying, I was sat opposite you at dinner. I had that moment of, oh God, that made me feel really weird, because we actually spent the whole time on our phones and we didn't talk to each other. So they'll have been really judging us for being that type of couple. But I think I've struggled a little bit with that whole everybody almost feeling like I'm so accessible, which is great. But sometimes you want to just disappear. Sometimes you want to be able to just go, no, I'm not going to be around for a week. But actually, people message you all the time saying, what's going on? Where are you? What's happening? Yeah. And so that's actually been a really hard thing to deal with. And I never thought that would be. I thought I would thrive on it, and I thought that I would crave it. But yeah, sometimes it's tough. And some unwelcome comments are tough as well.
Some of the what?
To deal with those unwelcomed comments.
Unwelcome comments, yeah.
And we've had some that have been pretty unkind, and it's hard because it's easy to say, well, just don't listen to it and don't let it affect you. But actually, it's impossible. You're human. It's going to bother you. And I let one lady bother me for an entire day, a whole day, and I beat myself up so much about letting her bother me. And then afterwards, I just thought, I've got to give myself a break because, of course, it's going to upset me. Actually, I tell you what she said. She said she couldn't watch me because I was too annoying, and it really.
Well, just don't watch them. It's really simple.
And the best thing was, there was a lady who I used to work with when I was at university. I worked at Tesco. She was one of my managers at Tesco, and we're friends on Facebook, but we don't talk to each other. And as soon as this woman commented, this Linda, she's called, jumped on it and just shot this woman down and really backed me up. And it was so lovely. And and you just think, well, actually, that was more important than what this stranger said about me. I didn't reply though. I always call them out. I can't ignore them.
Yeah. Well, do you know, it is, though, I think when you do get haters, I think you're doing something right. That's what I always say, because obviously that night you make an impact.
Yeah.
You know? And
that's a good way to look at it.
If they don't like it, then just move along. I don't get it either.
True. I know.
I've had similar stuff, and I've had even people say to me, I don't like your accent. I can't do anything about that.
No.
You know? I can fake it, but then that wouldn't be me, you know.
No.
But then conversely, you get another 9 people who say, "I love the show because I love your accent."
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I live in the States and it's a little bit of home, but you focus on them little bits, don't you? And you just got it. Yeah.
You do, and again, I think it's just about recognizing though that it is okay to be affected by things, as long as you kind of allow yourself the chance to process it and speak to people about it too. And I think that when the team have had some of it as well. So when we first started doing it, and because Kim's so gorgeous, and these women just couldn't cope with it at all. And, you know, as a team, we had to learn to deal with that and realize that it is their problem and not yours. But 99.9% of the feedback that we get has been absolutely amazing. So, you know, we're a good 18 months in and it was flying. We've had ups and downs. We've had tough times. Summer last year was really bad because of the weather. There was no sun. The sun came early. So it was a real kind of, we had to go through a real learning journey to figure out about buying stock and when was the right time to get it in and what quantity should we be buying it in. And
so you don't design anything, you buy in and then you resell.
So we work with suppliers, and initially we were working with the same suppliers that everybody's working with. So, you know, we'll turn up to to meet a supplier and the buyers from Misguided are there. So it's a whole weird world that you're in. But then what we really wanted to focus on was quality. And I think particularly for women of my age, you know, we want to buy something that is going to last us longer. We're happy to pay a little bit more, but we want it to last longer. We want it to be comfortable, but we also want to be fashionable. And we've managed to find some really, really good suppliers. Most of them are Danish, strangely, because they've got really clean lines, really good quality, and they're all working towards sustainability and all of the things that matter to us. So it's a long process to get to where you want to get when you're selling any kind of product, and there are so many things that have to go into it. And I tell you what, I don't think I've ever worked as hard as I've ever worked since having this type of business. And I always grafted my backside off with the Office Rocks, always. But this is so different because you physically got to be there. Whereas with the Office Rocks, I can take my laptop and I could work from holiday, I could work anywhere. Whereas suddenly we've got a business where we can't do that anymore. We have to be in the warehouse, you know, we have to be doing all of these things. We have to be packing the parcels, and so that's really, really different too.
Surely young Tom in the back there can be packing parcels.
Honestly, he's good. Tom will tag the clothes. It is a proper family business.
Great.
When we moved warehouse, we've had so my mother-in-law was there helping us to move, and it is lovely. It's really good.
Awesome.
And we absolutely, our focus as well is customer service. For us, no matter what, the customer is always right, and it amazes me that companies still fail to see this. I
totally agree.
I find it really bizarre, you know, and of course there are mistakes. They can destroy you.
Some of them don't even reply.
No.
I'm giving you a real piece of gold there. Yeah. You're not even reading your tweet. You just
or what they do is delete them. So on Facebook, a lot of our competitors will just delete any negative comments.
Wow.
Whereas for us, if we get a negative comment, well, we actually take it quite personally because we've put so much into it to make sure that it's perfect that we need to know how we fix it. So we always go on and reply and acknowledge and then fix it. That's just what we do. And the thing that's difficult at the moment, of course, is that we've still got people sitting at home with returns that they want to send back to us, but our warehouse isn't open.
Okay.
So for lots of women, it's particularly they're sat at home and they need the money back for these clothes that they don't want anymore. So it's really, really hard because they'll get in touch with us and they'll say, well, I need to be able to send it back. And I'm having to just say, I'm so sorry, but we're not trading. We can't take the return back. But at the end of all of this, we will honour all of the returns. It's as simple as that. Yeah. People aren't going to be left out of pocket. We're not going to put up a fight with anything. But I think because we've built this on being open and honest and it being community, when we say that, they believe us and they trust that that's what we'll actually do. So it's going to be fun at that end.
This has been a real reset for people, and I think they are quite understanding of things like that, and want to try and help. I mean, I've came across loads of small businesses where their customers are still paying them even though they're not getting the service from them.
Yeah,
just to make sure they're going and make sure they're there when this is all over. And I love that absolute.
It's amazing.
Loyalty is it's lush. It's really really good. It's really
it
good.
is. And I think we've got lots of people who've been wanting to buy gift vouchers, but actually I haven't wanted people to buy them because for me, you really don't know what's going to happen. And obviously the worst case for so many small businesses now, it really is going to be touch and go, depending on how long this goes on for, and if this goes on for 3 months, 4 months, then as a business, you're really going to struggle to come back, particularly if you are the type of business that we are, where instantly to operate, our overheads go like that. Instantly, just to be able to operate. So the last thing that I've wanted is for people to buy gift vouchers that then to use at some point where we go, well, actually, what if the worst thing has happened and we're not here, and then all of those people are out of pocket. So it's about, you have to think about everything, and as much as you don't want to think about worst case scenario, you have to plan for it, and you have to think, well, not that I think that that's going to happen, because we're sensible. We plan, and and of course, because at the other side of this, we're going to go quick sell.
I know. Sure it is. I'm not overthinking this too much, and I'm the same as you. I'm sitting burning cash from an operating point of view.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I'm hardly even looking at the bank account now, on the company bank account, and I don't know why. Because I'm normally on it all the time. And it's been quite actually liberating that I can take it. But I'm even doing this. Like the prep for this is crazy. Just for one day, and then obviously like doing it all, but it's keeping me focused and it's enjoyable, and I'm quite enjoying it perversely, But I am really looking forward to getting out of it as well.
Oh,
let's have a look at some of these comments, Laura. So we've got Suki's just said there. Just listen to you now. I'd love to know more about your brand. You sound so engaging and fun. Not annoying at all.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. So it's called What About This? And we are present on Facebook and Instagram. I would like to say we are on Twitter, but we're not. It's not really where I like hanging out, to be honest. And we've got a private Facebook group, and we've got 5,500 lovely ladies in that group. And the best thing about it is that people put their clothes on, take photos of themselves and post it in the group, which would be amazing if you did that, Ian, of course. If I sent you a dress and you took a picture and put it in the group, that would be wonderful.
Well, I tell you who would do that big pink dress, Colin, who's coming on later.
That would be so good. I would absolutely love that. And the reason why we have this private group is so that it's a safe space on the internet for women who wouldn't normally take a selfie and post it out on social media because they're too uncomfortable doing it, for them to be able to put something on and say, do you know what, actually I feel really good. And then all of the other members tell them how amazing they look. And honestly, it's so wonderful to see women supporting women. That is all it is. And obviously we have a rule where no one's unkind, but we've never had anybody be unkind. It's really strange because I've got other Facebook groups as well, because I've got a mother and baby community, and wow, the amount of awful comments that we have to delete and people that we have to remove from that group. But we just don't have this in the What About This group, and it's just a big supportive community for women, and it's wonderful that we've been able to create that around a fashion brand.
Yeah.
It's surreal, really. Makes me proud.
Imagine what about what Zoe said here? Have you
Hi,
thought about
Zoe.
plus size?
Do you know what, Zoe? We absolutely want to be able to do plus size. The difficult thing that we've got is when you're buying from suppliers will have their set sizes that they do. So most of them will do 6 to 14. And it's honestly, it drives us absolutely bonkers. Some of them will now go to a 16, some will go to an 18. But if you want anything beyond that, what you have to do is you have to put your orders in directly. And when I say orders, to go to the manufacturer. So then you're going to have to buy in 500 pieces in 6 to 18, and you have to commit to that. And the difficult thing that you've got is that when you're such a new business, you don't know whether or not you're going to be able to sell all 500 pieces. And so we did take the risk on quite a few lines that we got in a range 6 to 18. And then we really struggled to sell the quantities that we'd ordered in, because then you've got external factors that impact on it, and sales might drop off, and then you sat on the stock. And for such a young business, cash flow is absolutely key. And when your money is tied up in stock, then you can't move with the times, you can't move with the trend, you can't get all of the new stock that you need to be able to keep on kind of driving forward. So it's really difficult, and we get asked all the time about plus size, always. So yeah, the answer is always one day is the dream, where we're designing our own clothes, we get them made in the quantities and the sizes that we want. That's absolutely what we're working towards. It's just we've obviously been put back a bit further right now. So but also the other thing is there are some suppliers that'll do things in bigger sizes, but it's just not the type of clothes that our women want to wear. It's just not fashionable enough, and it's not, the quality isn't good enough. So we wouldn't do that. We wouldn't sacrifice the brand, because then it just kind of defeats the object.
Isn't it interesting though, like that kind of business outlook that you had there about the plus sizes? As a consumer, you probably wouldn't even think outside of the box like that.
No.
So it's a great question.
Oh, absolutely. And honestly, I get asked that question on a daily basis. Yeah. I really do. And it always makes me, I'm so disappointed to have to say that answer all of the time as well, because before I went into this industry, I would have thought that it was just that brand choosing what sizes they wanted to stock. And it really just isn't like that. But a lot of our Danish brands, we can get them in the larger sizes. But again, what we have to be careful of is the line that you get in a particular size as well. So there's so much thought that has to go into it. And before all of this, I didn't even like fashion. Clothes has never been my thing at all. Well, I turn up to networking events wearing a hoodie and trainers and jeans, and that's it. That's just how I've always been. And if I was going anywhere, I'd borrow clothes from friends because they're more fashionable than I am. And so it was just never something that I ever thought that I would do. But
it's really funny what I'm trying to jump in is there's a brilliant photo of you and I at some networking event, and I've got it on my website somewhere. I've used it somewhere before, where I'm in like a suit jacket, a waistcoat, probably a little pocket chief and hat, all this guy, your office rocks, black hoodie. But I love that photo of me and you, like sort of. But it is that is relatability, that's authenticity, that's who you are, and just
I was lucky enough to be featured in the Northeast Times once, which was wonderful, in the women's edition. And I had a photo shoot, and I rocked up again in my hoodie and my trainers and everything. And I thought, God, should I be dressing better than this? This was before I did What About This? But I thought, well, no, because that is me, and it feels real. I mean, my fashion has changed since. Can I just show you the T-shirt that I'm wearing?
Come on, then. I think I've heard all about this.
Have you? The good thing is, though, so this is a Facebook group that's been created by a lovely lady called Sarah Hughes. She's a mummy blogger. She's actually hilarious. She's hilarious. But she created this group to basically positivity and to celebrate what the good thing is about lockdown. And then came up with an idea that if she sold some merchandise, she would be able to raise some money for charity. And all of the proceeds are going to Childline. So I couldn't resist. I just thought it was absolutely fantastic, and I thought it would be nice to give them a little plug, because what they're doing is just wonderful.
How do we find them?
So it's the Facebook group, which is the good thing is, though, they've got a little Shopify website that's set up where you can buy things. I can post the link in here after, though, if you like. I can send the link over to the Facebook group. But it's definitely worth joining as well, just because it's so lovely to see the positivity that people are sharing. I mean, some of the posts are actually hilarious. Some are quite inappropriate. So it's that type of group. If you like hanging out and have things that are going to tickle you a little bit, then it's a good place to be. There it is. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, cool. Also, just jump on Facebook and look at that.
Yeah.
Find it.
Yeah, you should find. Yeah, you'll find the group if you go and search for that. So it's fantastic. But I just thought that the t-shirt was quite appropriate. But yeah, I thought, well, maybe I should wear something from What About This, and I thought, no, this is for a better cause.
No, so hang on, let's have a little look. We've got a question here from Grant, who was also on the North East Times. There's his picture. Look, the handsome devil. Do you use City Chic from Australia?
No, we don't use. I'm assuming that's a supplier then. We don't. Yeah. I'll be making a note of that one though. Thank you, Grant.
There's Anne loves the t-shirt.
Oh, it's such a good idea, isn't it? It is. It's brilliant.
Please speak slowly. Right. Okay. That must be you. That must be you, not me, because you clearly understand me with my English beautiful accent.
That is me. I'm so sorry. This is because I get too excited and I get too carried away. And
I love that.
What can I say? I'm sorry.
There's our Anne.
Hey, thanks, Anne.
Put a link to that group. Well, that's great. She's raising money for charity as well, because it is really tough right now. So that money, what charity is that going to?
Childline.
Oh, fantastic! Oh, great.
So obviously, it's unimaginable to think about what some kids are going through right now. You know, when all we've got to do is when Tom gets to sit on his exercise bike, he has no idea how lucky he is.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is. It's really important.
So here's a question from me then. Come on, what about guys' clothes?
We get asked that a lot as well. Okay, I'll be really honest. You don't buy the way that women buy.
What do you want about?
You don't impulse purchase. If a video popped up on Facebook of two guys wearing, I don't know, a blue shirt and a pink shirt and a pair of black trousers, it's not going to make you go, I have to buy that outfit.
Okay.
Whereas women, I hate to kind of generalize, but we are much more likely to go, oh my God, that outfit looks amazing. And actually, if I buy the dress and the bag and the shoes, then I don't need to think about it and I've got an entire outfit sorted. That's it. So it does, and it's horrible to say, but it is. Oh, there we go.
Do you know why he's saying that? Because I know Grant impulse buys. Grant wanders around charity shops in his lunch hour, impulse buying like all random bits of clothing. And he'll basically say there's full outfits from a charity shop.
Amazing. Well, I love that. That is amazing. And you know what?
Look at that.
And out all of his secrets.
Sorry, mate, your secrets are out. No,
if we had a physical store, then it might be different. But the complications that come with a bricks and mortar, that's not a world for us at all.
I tell you what, I think is quite interesting.
Thanks, Chloe.
For guys, I don't know, like accessories, you know, like watches and bracelets and little bits and bobs. Like with this lockdown, Casio G-Shock have been following me around everywhere. Whatever device I pick up and look straight away, it's like that watch again. I'm like, I've got one already, but it's a different color, and it's like, are you listening to me? Because I did say I like that watch, and now it's just everywhere, you know.
Yeah, but then that's because it's a higher end and it's a brand and it's something that you will have already considered at some point. You've already probably been on the website. You've obviously spoken about it. And that's what my husband's like. He finds a shirt that he likes and he buys it in 4 different colours. Yeah, and then he repeats it again in 12 months' time. So it's different buying behaviour, isn't it?
And brands, I don't know about you, but I have like a number of brands that's it. I'm so loyal to. I'm not interested in anything else. Like I wouldn't wear a pair of Adidas trainers, for instance.
But this is it, and I think that is again the difference often between men and women. But I have to say though, a lot of our audience now say that they only buy from us, even though we stock a variety of different brands within our brand. They buy from us because they trust our judgment on what we're buying in, which is really nice to know. Sorry,
I'm just reading these comments. Peter wants a grumpy old bugger range for guys like me and guys like me and Ian. You don't love me in that grumpy old category, my friend.
That's wicked. There's a business in there somewhere, isn't there?
There is grumpy old guys.
Yeah, I think I'm too tired to come up with any other business ideas and start something new.
Waistcoats for us, yeah. So listen, in the last, there's our Michael. Look, Michael knows all about brands. I don't know if you know Michael from Always Wear Red.
Yes, all over LinkedIn.
Yeah, Michael's great in LinkedIn, obviously with his 50-odd blog that he writes. But in terms of sustainability and, you know, higher end clothing, Michael's talking about doing more like, you know, merino wool sort of jumpers that you would keep for many, many a year rather than the throwaway kind of fashion.
I mean, it's going, isn't it? The industry needs to move that way. I think it's just slow to do because it's changing people's hearts and minds, and for people to understand that you do have to pay a little bit more for that. But that's why when you wear the clothes and you do videos, and it's true, Claire, it's true.
Men are boring. That's terrible.
But I think it's about being able to openly talk about the clothes as well, rather than it just being images or, I mean, don't get me wrong, influencers are absolutely amazing, but quite often an influencer will put something on and you know that they've got it clipped behind them, they've got it dressed in a certain way, you know that it isn't true and you know that it's not what it's going to look like on you. Right. And I think as long as we continue to have this open and honest communication with people about the clothes and where they come from, and the fact that, yes, at the moment it might not all be sustainable, but this is what we're doing and these are the steps that we're putting in place to make that happen, then people will come with you on the journey. And I think it's interesting for people to see too. So, but you can only make the changes if you're in a position to make a change, if that makes sense. We've got to get ourselves to a stage where we, as a business, we're bigger and we have more control and we can choose the factories and we can do that sort of thing. So there's a lot to do.
Awesome. Well, there you go. Grant's going to link you in with somebody at City Chic.
That would be amazing. Thank you.
And
this was worth doing, wasn't it?
I know, and what this Laura has got I'm not a hugger anyway t-shirt.
Laura Kemp is not a hugger.
It is. I could not wear that t-shirt because this non-hugging thing is destroying me. Absolutely destroying me.
Awful, isn't it? We live next door to our 86-year-old gran, and it's amazing that we live next door, but it's so hard because obviously we're not allowed to go anywhere near her, and but she leaves chocolates in her porch and little notes for us, and then we leave dinner in her porch for her.
Oh, good. Oh, well done. Oh, that's lovely.
We feed her. It's a weird world right now, isn't it?
It sounds like she's a cat. Like, we'll feed her. Has anyone fed the gran today? Or go and put it in the porch for her.
I think she might be overfed, to be honest. She gets so much.
Everyone else is feeding her. Well, I've already fed it today.
Yeah, honestly, it's what happens.
Oh, my word.
No, it is. It's very strange. I can only apologise if I've been speaking too quickly. I can't.
You haven't been speaking too quickly. You've been lush. Well, listen, that's it. Your time is up, and our friend Pascal's in the green room. Do you know Pascal?
Do you know what? I don't think that I do.
There he is.
Oh, hey!
No, we're on. Hi.
I like this.
It's great, isn't it? There you go. Right, Laura, well, thanks so much for being absolutely so raw, authentic, honest, transparent, usual self. I love
Thank you.
You're amazing.
Thanks, Ian. Right back at you. Woohoo!
Keep doing what you're doing, and we'll see you. Okay. Cheers, Laura.
Have fun, Pascal. Goodbye.
Bye.